The Joker is a lot of things. He's a gangster, a failed comedian, an anarchist, and a pure psychopath. He's the unstoppable force to Batman's immovable object. He's Jared Leto, Heath Ledger, Cameron Monaghan, Luke Skywalker, Nicholson, Romero, Joaquin Phoenix, and how can he be all these? Well, according to Geoff Johns, he's not. There are, in fact, 3 Jokers. Today we're continuing our celebration of Batman's 80th anniversary, and we're going to take a look at this mystery before the release of 3 Jokers later on in 2019. About his 3 Jokers project, Geoff Johns said, it really focuses on Bruce, Barbara, and Jason, and the pain that the Jokers inflicted on them as individuals. It's a mystery about the 3 Jokers operating at the same time and what that means. It's an exploration on healing and pain, and healing right versus healing wrong. So who is he? Or more accurately, who are they? During 2015's Darkseid War in the pages of Justice League 42, Batman found himself with an all-knowing, omnipotent Mobius chair. By issue 50, Batman was met with a Joker revelation. Its big reveal in that there wasn't a Joker, no, there are 3, is what the chair told him. But ever since the DC Rebirth one-shot, this plot thread hasn't really been pulled. Above and beyond solving the mystery, I want to know, does Harley Quinn know how much pudding she has? In The Killing Joke, the Joker says, sometimes I remember it one way, sometimes another. If I'm gonna have a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice. So is he Arthur Fleck? Is he Jack Napier, Joe Kerr, Jeremiah Valeska? All of these, or none of these? We know that Geoff Johns and Jason Fabok are working on a 3-part miniseries that will be part of their new DC Black Label line that will explore this 3 Jokers mystery that should, well, it is Black Label, be canon, but also be out sometime later in 2019. So we have some time to speculate. Who are the 3 Jokers? Geoff Johns said during a San Diego Comic-Con panel that each Joker would involve pivotal points in the Joker's history and would involve Jason Todd, Barbara Gordon, Jim Gordon. That leaves us with 3 obvious conclusions: Death in the Family, The Killing Joke, and Super Heavy, which would include Golden Age, New 52, and Rebirth. Death in the Family is a story in which the Joker killed Jason Todd. The Killing Joke is a story where he raped and tortured and paralyzed Barbara Gordon, terrorized Jim Gordon. And Super Heavy is the Scott Snyder New 52 story that brought Jim Gordon to the edge, donning his mechanized batsuit. However, Geoff Johns also revealed that there are 3 eras that the story will use. So Bill Finger and Jerry Robinson's Golden Age pre-Crisis Joker, and if my theory is correct, post-Flashpoint. Silver Age, Red Hood origin Joker, and Brian Boland's Bronze Age post-Crisis Killing Joke Joker. But that means there must be some overlap. Is the original brutal pulp-inspired Joker the same as the New 52 Super Heavy version? In 1940, Jerry Robinson created the iconic Joker. Some of his inspiration came from the 1928 silent Victor Hugo novel adaptation, The Man Who Laughs, portrayed by Conrad Veidt. Robinson and Finger wanted to kill him off rather quickly, but editor Whitty Ellsworth said, no, let's keep this guy around. And so he stuck around, and he really does look like Snyder's iteration. In 1951's Detective Comics 168, we learned that the Joker was originally known as the Red Hood. When Batman thwarted the Red Hood and his gang, Red Hood fell into a vat of acidic chemicals and morphed into the bleached-skinned, green-haired psychopath. In Batman's cave on the monitors, we see Red Hood and the elements of his Golden Age beginnings, including the famed playing card. In The Killing Joke, Brian Boland expounds upon this mythos, and we learn that the Joker is a failed comedian that needed money, and so he became the Red Hood and started running with the gang. It's also important to note that one of the referenced time periods surrounds the events of the death of Jason Todd. Jason Todd is a character that donned the helmet and mantle of Red Hood after Ra's al Ghul resurrected him in the Lazarus Pit. The 3-sided time periods are also the 3 times that Batman's considered killing the Joker. Jason Todd as Red Hood tried to get the Batman to kill Joker to avenge his death at the hands of crowbar-wielding Joker. So too did Joker, and Batman died at the end of his Endgame story in New 52 when, bloodied and beaten, the 2 lay on the floor and as the roof collapsed upon them. What I'm saying is, yes, they're dead, and they went into it ready to die. So there's no trick to it, Scott Snyder said about that story. The point being that life and death are pivotal to the points and characters teased by Geoff Johns. Another fun point from the panel is that the Batman's Batmobile will be an amalgamation of the 66 Adam West Batmobile and the 89 Michael Keaton Batmobile. This won't be, according to Johns himself, a story about multiple dimensions or alternate Earths. It's grounded and emotional, he said. But does that mean absolutely that Dr. Manhattan is not involved? He could be the string puller behind a grounded story. Think about it. Pre-Crisis, post-Crisis, Rebirth. Is he like the double Supermans that appeared in the early days of DC Rebirth that were 2 parts of a whole? Exploring the mind of a clinically insane person that's split psychologically and quite literally also split physically would be fascinating to explore. Another theory is that there are 2 Jokers from this reality, a Golden Age post-Flashpoint Joker and the Killing Joke Joker. The third, again, it would involve Dr. Manhattan again, is the comedian from the Watchmen universe. In Rebirth, Batman found a smiley face button that belongs to the comedian. Is he, a comedian in his own right, the 3rd Joker? Geoff Johns worked on a 2011 story called Flashpoint that saw Wildstorm, Vertigo, and DC merge into a world called Prime Earth. Could these three disparate universes now merged tie into a new Geoff Johns story about three Jokers, perhaps three hyper-sane men who are aware of their change in reality? Flashpoint ultimately led to the New 52 universe and gave us the modern era Joker that we see in Tom King's Rebirth era. Rebirth's about the revelation that an outside force is causing timeline changes, merges, and the like. Despite being in the Black Label line, it is in continuity. Johns later clarified and said no when asked if Joaquin's Joker origin movie would be tied into it at all, so we know that. Todd Phillips' directed Joker would ostensibly be set in its own standalone universe, so that's not part of this theory. However, Geoff Johns and DC end up revealing as the story behind the three Jokers, it will be surely a fascinating tale, one which we have many questions about, like how do they alternate? How do they know who's going to operate at which time? Why would they not want to operate over each other? Are they colluding against Gotham and Batman? It's a tale intrinsically tied to the tale of Batman, a tale of the effects of psychological being and of the effects of society on an individual. Those are some theories that I have, but now it's your turn. I want to hear your theories and ideas on who the Jokers are and just what might be the story of the three. So go ahead and leave me those thoughts in the comments below and we'll continue the conversation down there. Thanks for watching, listening, and don't forget to subscribe to the JLS Comics YouTube channel so you'll be one of the first to know when we upload all of our new content each week. I'm Jesse, this is JLS Comics, and I'll see you soon.